Hello, everyone. Welcome back to ESA Cup Season 5. It's me, Uncooked. I'm with Bozamax over in that
Yes, you
direction,
are.
over there.
Hello.
It's the dynamic duo back at it once again. And why don't you tell us what games you got? Because I don't know.
You don't know? Well, I actually got a pretty nice looking schedule for that. Let's just bring it right up. We actually have 2 matches today, like 2 out of 3 possible matches, because that's basically usually the maximum we do in an evening. So 2 matches today, we're starting off with Nightwolves versus Alpenfestung. Nightwolves, of course, previously known like as La Onda, even though they didn't really play as La Onda, but they still have the La Onda tech. Very confusing, but they're called Nightwolves. But they will be playing against Alpenfestung, the castle in the Alps, which is like the first match of today. We don't know too much about these teams. We also don't think these teams have really played too much against each other, so it will be an absolute surprise what we will see tonight. And especially after the map bans will happen, we will have a better idea of what we will see today. Let's just hope we won't see any Chalet tonight, because of course,
Fingers
like I
crossed.
said, even a tweet came out from ESA today. So many Chalets so far during ESA Season 5, even though it's only going on for 1.5 weeks so far. It's already like almost 50% of the maps was Chalet, which is just crazy.
Let me check the actual stats.
I
So
think
how
it's
many?
9 out of 20 so far.
Yeah,
There were some
that's.
free wins, so those didn't have any map bans, but out of played maps,
Mm,
I think it's 9 out of 20 so far. So it's a pretty high percentage, especially for, Chalet, previous seasons, it was a decent map, but it wasn't
It's
that
9 out of
popular.
21. 9 out of 21, but
Yeah, like
still.
that's so crazy. So yeah, let's just hope we won't see any Chalet today. So like we'll soon jump into the map ban. But after MVG Germany, sorry, after this match we will have MVG Germany versus Unlimited. Of course, MVG we have the UK and German team. So tonight is MVG Germany versus Unlimited, which will be like right after this first match for today. So I would say, the first information has been coming in. The map bans are ready. All players
Oh,
already in lobby. So let's just jump into map bans and see which map we're actually going to play tonight.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Let's
the
have a
wrong
look.
one. Whoopsie,
Oh,
whoopsie, whoopsie. And of course, it's
oh,
not that map. It's not that map actually. This is the wrong video. Excuse me. Um,
well, let's hope so at least.
let's not hope it's Chalet. It's just like trying to taunt us, trying to haunt us after there's so many Chalet plays. But let's actually jump into the actual map ban, where it seems like it's Nightwolves starting off with the map bans. Let me just quickly see if that all is set ready. Yes, it is. So we can jump into it right now. Okay, well, I'll leave the word to you. You can do the map bans right here.
Okay, I'm praying. I'm praying that there's no chalet. Hoping. Okay, it's not the first off the board, but that's okay. We can still hope. So that's Nightwolf taken off Clubhouse, one of the rarer maps actually. Border as well, only been played once so far. Apart from that, it has been banned. Clubhouse obviously only played twice. Bank as well hasn't actually been played at all. This map is a permaban inside of ESA. So yeah, some very popular bands coming off. Theme Park as well, only played once. So we're starting with these maps that haven't really been played much at all. Skyscraper also has only been played once, and so is Cafe. Now Cafe's taken off, so I'd expect maybe Skyscraper to be taken off the board as well. But no, that's Villa being off. So Chalet is unfortunately still here, and it's never mind. We've not got Chalet, so it's between Oregon and Skyscraper, and it's actually going to be Skyscraper, which is a first. I think, what was it, 134 days? I think the tweet said,
Yeah,
and
something like that.
Nightwolf have chosen to start on the defensive side, which makes sense. I mean, Skyscraper it's very dependent on the operator bans and also just the teams that play it. Yeah, it is one of those maps that can go either way, either defense or attack, and you can't. It tends to be maybe attacker sided, but honestly, 3-3 halves are very, very common on this map. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, indeed. Like as we're just preparing the match, just one little thing we need to do before we can actually start. But of course, like you said, Skyscraper. This is actually the first time it will be played. It hasn't been played before yet. So this will be the first time that we'll actually see it happen this season. For which we're of course very very excited. Let's just prepare the final thing so we can actually jump into the match. Actually, I think both of the lobby and the hand cams are ready, so we can start with the match, and the match will as well be played in a fair way. So let's just jump off right into it. Unfortunately, no fancy map introduction video, so we'll jump just straight into the map. But here we go, Skyscraper, the first time on stream this season. We haven't even seen it on stream last season, even though it was played like maybe once or twice. But here it is, we can finally see Skyscraper. Let's just pray the casters actually know the callouts.
Honestly, I might just decide to call everything by the chalet equivalent, and we'll
Left,
go
right.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't even remember what bans are common on Skyscraper. Obviously, Thatcher's common everywhere, like Maverick as well. Flores as well, very popular attacker to ban. One of the most banned attackers actually in ESA Cup, season 5 so far. So yeah, not really a surprise to see him coming out, coming off of the board straight away. And Ace as well is an interesting one actually.
It is.
Obviously, you don't normally expect to see an ace ban, but hard breach is always always handy to take off the board if you're a defender. Just having those just less chance of the opponents breaching your walls can be quite nice. And again, Azami, or one about 20% ban rate inside of ESA. Flores, by the way, has a 42%. So yeah, makes sense that he's going to be taken out here, and Valkyrie as well. Yeah. Those black eye cameras can be very, very useful when it comes to taking that utility off the board. But Max, that does mean that Solace is left in should Night's Wolf wish to use it.
Indeed, so this is going to be an interesting one. Of course, like Ace, one of the master hard breaches these days. Like Termite is just a little bit better at making bigger holes, like as he calls it himself, a big fucking hole. But like Ace is just so easy to use. Like it's so much easier, safer, more convenient.
One of the quickest breach times as well.
Yeah, that's why. Like he can breach 3 things technically, while Termite can only breach 2. Hibana is like the most versatile one, but it's just like much more complicated. And she needs to place, she needs to place so many individual pellets. So that's why like Ace is considered one of the best hard breaches these days, and just taking him off the board might mean that so many teams need to readapt their strategies because they became so comfortable with using Ace. Like, need to go back to Termite, and Termite, of course, is easier to be tricked. He only has 2, so they might, really provide some options here and there. So I'm very curious to see how this will go. Termite's the only hard breacher so far, although we do see the bug with the secondary hard breaching utility, very useful as well. Can be used in various ways. So I'm also very excited to see that one. But for now, the attackers are approaching the building. Of course, here the hookah, like the hookah. Sorry, I'm saying hookah. There we go, Geisha. Like it's already starting with the wrong callouts. Let's go. Geisha already buckled, of course.
This is coastline. Don't worry about it.
It's already able to enter the building fairly quickly, of course, with those softballs right there. Already making his way towards Dragon eventually. But this way, he is already taking some decent map control. There's just Frost playing there near the drum, but actually Yellow Witch getting the first kill on Profo. Just getting in the second gunfight right after, but unfortunately getting taken out by NXVX, let's just call it like that, which was playing as the Oza. So right now it's a 4 versus 4 situation with just 1 minute wasted so far. And yeah, this way the rounds will go on. And let's see how things will go from here.
Yeah, it's a very interesting decision to not have anyone playing engaged. So that's something common that you'll see quite a lot, but not to be this time around. Obviously, Cyber's now on the chase of possibly Hookah on those upstairs, takes out Naven from behind, and is now playing around this sort of tea room area. Caught out though from the black stairs, and that is now going to be man advantage for AF as they head into this, but not much longer. So that's Vasco to find one. In the spray, and it's a second as well, right from terrace all the way across. And now Cyber's left in that 1 versus 2, going to try and maybe come up these office stairs to try and find something. Has the vertical in play as well. 1 nade, but not any intel, I don't believe. Only there's still 6 drones left up, and actually he might be aware of the position. Just had the call out. No, the players moved away just in time. That's Splicken. So 50 seconds left. Cyber has got to try and find this 1 versus 2 clutch to save the round for Alpenfestum. It might not happen with these 45 seconds in the 1 versus 2. Has to try and find just some form of even approaching the site here, Max.
Yeah, of course, like he's going for a full rotation right here, where might just help him, but actually he comes into contact with Mai, doesn't even know where the shots are coming from. Actually, very nasty angle from Womai, I must point out. Credit to Womai right there to take such a sneaky angle, but just through the barrel. Like Nomad didn't even know what hit her. Oh, sorry, Nomad, Nock didn't even know what hit her. But in the end, that's the first round going to the defending team, which is Night Wolves Esports. And it's meaning there's a 1-0 score right here, after which we go to the second round for today, where of course it will still be Night Wolves on the defense, for which we'll now be heading to Karaoke Tea Room, which might just be one of the most popular bomb sites on this map.
Yeah, absolutely. These 2 top floor bomb sites are, tend to be the 2 most common. I think there's a general tendency for Karaoke Tea Room being the primary, despite it having a little bit of a lower defensive win rate than Office across the way. Okay. But I guess it can just be, a bit more of a comfort pick for people. But Nightwolf, instead of switching the order, it doesn't really matter too much because they're quite similar in how they play out. You usually want to have your defense spread out across the across that top floor, and for the attackers it will be taken across from the east over to the west, or obviously if you're attacking Office it will be vice versa, because the top floor is generally you attack across the top floor from like the side where the site isn't to the site where the site is, and then if someone's playing below, then you transition across the top floor and then down. It's very rare to see takes from just plainly going across the bottom floor for the bottom floor sites, just because of how much vertical play there is going down from the top floor onto those bottom floor bomb sites.
Yeah, indeed, it's certainly one of the things. Although 2 players are actually entering downstairs, those are coincidentally very it's interesting to point out, those are the players with the nades. But unfortunately, actually, Flolo, that's not your enemy. That's Oza, one of the opponents, one of the bots, one of your teammates that you will be so useful, especially with those deployable shields. But taking her out, that's not the play. Very unfortunate there for Team Orange, for Alpenfestum, to just lose one of their players just like this. But as I was pointing out, the attackers.
Well, I don't know why people ban Osa so much, because the shields don't even protect you from your own team. Like, such a useless gadget.
It is. Yeah, and I was about to point out, there are 2 players playing downstairs, 2 attackers just throwing those nades from below. 1 kill coming from, I believe it was the Nuck, after which Jana also threw another nade to almost take it out another player. Yeah, of course, Jana, your hologram is not in danger of those frost traps. I saw how you got scared right there, but in the end you did find it, the frost trap, managed to take it out right now, and now it's a 4 versus 4 situation, with still 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining on the clock. Nomad is making her way in as the Oryx gets a kill there on Fleeks. That's the Buck taken off the board. It's a 4 versus 1 position right now, but as Cyber gets a kill on Labkuchen, it's back to a 3 versus 3 equal man count, where the Frost is having a very nice position to just hold down the main hallway. But as Flolo takes out Vasco, it's a 2 versus 3 in the advantage for the attacking team this time.
Well, Hookah and Yelovich in the clutch situation here. And the Thunderbird does spot that Gemini clone now with the pre-fire, but nothing to be found. Hookah's caught out by the air jab. Gets taken down. It's just Yelovich in the 1 versus 3. And there is an Injure in the Frost map over on the other side. There are the salvation stations as well. Should Yelovich be able to get close enough, can get themselves back up a little bit of HP, but it doesn't look likely, and there's Reclay to find it. It's an instant response from Alpenfestum, as now we have 1 round apiece. We're all tied up.
Yeah, currently it's going 1 by 1. We have seen so many matches in the last days where it just goes 1 by 1, 1 by 1. So that would be a very interesting way to have this match keep going on. Of course, this is only the first 2 rounds, but surely it's a good start so far on 1-1 score. 2 teams that seem to be starting off in a very well-matched match. And one thing we're actually very curious for is what your viewers think of this match. Currently, the prediction is running in the Twitch chat, so make sure to cast your votes on which team you want to or think will be winning. You can spend some channel points to even make it a bit more interesting, but of course, some countries do not allow it, or sometimes you don't want to spend those points, so you can even do it without. But as long as you cast your votes, you're giving us guesses some pretty cool insights that we'll discuss on the stream once the prediction has run out of time. So make sure to cast your votes. We're very curious to see what you expect of this match.
Yeah. Nightwolf, they think they can do a bit better on this site. Obviously, the bottom floor sites have a much lower success rate, so it's always good to just try give it another go. Obviously, they can't go back to office until the next round, so they might as well run it back here on karaoke and tea room. Maybe this time they might have a better shot at things.
Yeah, surely, like it's a 1 versus 1. Last round it was the attacking team winning the attack on this bomb site, so right now it's up to the defenders to just try again, just have a little bit of a better approach. Just Frost just last minute placing one of the Frost traps in front of the window where the Nomad was playing. A risky move, but luckily turned out well for her. The Nomad wasn't even aware, and currently we can see the Osa playing with her shield again. Hopefully this time she will not be taken out by Flolo, otherwise she will be, her life will be wasted once more. Well, let's see whether she can be a little bit more useful this time around, or what her teammates will allow her to be. But meanwhile, it's actually Cyber getting the first kill, taking out the Yellow Witch, which was the Jaeger, but at the same time, I'll get another kill there on Hookah. That's 2 players taken out on the defensive side, which is, of course, a very well start for the attacking team. A 3 versus 5 win in the first minute. That's a good start. This will surely help them to further get some more control over the map and potentially get some more kills and eventually plant the diffuser.
That nade from below could catch out the Thorn of Splican, but it's just not to be. Rico just not quite hitting the mark with that one. So Cyber's still 2 nades left in pocket, and Fleeks as well does have 1, so still possible that a Razor Bloom will go off as well. Just give a little bit of information that the attackers are coming up those back stairs as well. There's a C4, and Splican with 1 as well. The air jab does go off, but thankfully that's going to be Lokukin safe and sound. But Fleeks now is coming in through Geisha, completely uncontested, and he's found 1. The cross angle is going to mean he takes a bit of damage. Splican and Vasco have to just dip away from things for a second as Fleeks finds a second. It's just a 1 versus 3 now for Vasco in this situation. As the fuse is going down, won't even happen because Fleeks has the wallbang. And that is very, very well done by Alpenfestung. They're now in the lead 2 rounds to 1, and I think Nightwolf are probably going to go back to office.
Yeah, it was just showing bedroom and bottom for a very brief second, which of course is a very playable bomb site, but not really the most popular. I couldn't even say which one is
the least popular.
Yeah, like I was about to say, I cannot even tell which one is the least popular. Like I really hate playing on barbecue. I think it's a terrible bomb site. Like I hate it so much. I do think bedroom does provide some options, especially if you have like Mira in play or something. But at the same time, so many people just hate both or just prefer barbecue kitchen. So both of those aren't really that popular at all. It's just really coming down to these top floor bomb sites, as you were explaining before. And yeah, very understandably, we'll be heading back to the bomb site that they played before and won before. And just for a second time, they will now attempt it. And let's see whether they will be winning it once more or whether Alpenfestung will continue their 2-win streak and make it a 3-win streak.
Well, I mean, it's certainly very possible getting that 3 in a row, but this does tend to be a very good site for defense. I'm interested by the decision to ignore Geisha once again by the defense, because for Nightwolf, I think, you know, having that Geisha control can really stop the attackers in their tracks. Obviously, they are going to want to come to go in there through terrace, through Shrine as well, and just really make things a bit more troublesome, and all through Geisha as well. So it does seem to be a little bit of a different attempt though from Alpenfestung. They're mainly going up through this eastern side, and Vasco is going to find a second as well onto Fleeks. So this bottom floor push has been absolutely halted. It's going for a third. Oh no, that's Lebkuchen, but still collects it. It's 5 versus 2 within the first minute for this defense. Very, very strong. The EMP does come through, but I mean, this round just looks nigh on impossible for Alpenfestung to get anything done. The repel angle nearly called out by Vasco as well, who an absolute heater this round.
Yeah, but the 5 versus 2 thing, like, chances seem to be very slim, as Flolo does get a kill on Yellow Witch. Lebkuchen with a kill there on NXVN,
Wow.
but then Flolo getting taken out by Lebkuchen as well, so double kill for Lebkuchen right there, or maybe triple even if I remember correctly. But either way, another defensive win after losing 2 rounds in a row. It's back to an equal score of 2-2 between these two teams, and yeah, finally Nightwolves being able to fight back after losing 2 rounds in a row. Yeah, so that's again, we'll be heading back to Karaoke Tea Room. A bomb site has been played 2 times before, wasn't being able to be won by Nightwolves. Should we remind them that there's more bomb sites to be played, or do they share the same thought, same feeling that we have, that those other bomb sites aren't that interesting?
I think if you can't defend Karaoke Tea Room, you're going to have a very difficult time with attacking any of the bottom, with defending any of the bottom floor sites, just because it's kind of, you need to do the same amount for this bomb site, but if you want to attack the bottom floor, you kind of need to defend the same amount and then some, because if you're not able, when you're defending the bottom floor, you kind of have to have some sort of hold above, and yeah, it's just seemingly not working out for Nightwolf in that scenario. So yeah, I think it's probably not worth even trying. Obviously, you know, you can always give it a go, because if it's having the same success rate as here, you might as well give it a shot, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, of course, this is their 3rd attempt. After, if they will lose this one again, like, they will have the choice, like, will we go there for a 4th time, or will we just try something else? Oh, sorry, for a 3rd time, or will we, sorry, 3rd time, yeah. This is the 3rd time. Will we try for 4th time, or will we just try something else? I mean, if you lose something 3 times in total, I do think your chances are very slim to win it another time. So, like, even though you don't like the bombs, I definitely think you should try it. But let's just see how this will go. Sorry?
Hang on a minute. That's, I think, one of the first opening picks they've got inside of this game, and that's a C4 from Lebkuchen as well, which means it's threading the needle with the SMG-11, Hookah with a double as well. It's all down to replay in the flash of an eye. It's a 1 versus 5 for the Yana, and we just said, oh, they might not win it this time, but I mean, they just shoved that right back in our face. It's an absolute shutout inside of round number 5. Hookah and Lebkuchen just really carrying their weight there inside of that round. I mean, that SMG-11 shot out onto the balcony, I mean, come on, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was a pretty one. Yeah, that's like 4 people losing their life on Team Alpenfestung within the first minutes, like first 55 seconds even. Well, that's of course a great start. That's exactly what they need. Nades are going to be trying to be thrown, but perhaps they might connect with the Jaeger. Unfortunately, yes, they do. It's actually the Jaeger injured, but unlikely that the Yana will actually be able to benefit from it, as he likely will be revived right here. So we'll remain a 5 versus 1 situation, and as the time ticks on, I think all Alpenfestung can really do at this point is just to have like a little timeout, technical timeout for the team to just talk through the strategies to see like, hey, okay, what can we do? Especially after this round, they will have the final attacking round, after which they need to defend. But of course, there's still always a chance, the option to just try and go head on into this 5 versus 1. You might as well try your best, get some kills. The first kill is just coming in as he takes out Vasco, but still 4 versus 1, which is technically doable. I would always try it, but as Lebkuchen gets his 3rd kill for this round, it's a round win for the defenders, which of course is Nightwolves. And so the score then gets put on a 3-2 in the advantage of the Nightwolves.
What a player. I mean, Lebkuchen absolutely wild inside of this first half. You know, I think, what, 7 kills already?
Yeah, that should be his 7th, yeah. Yeah, 7th. Together with Vasco, is doing a pretty good job, because Vasco, of course, also has 6 kills. So these 2 players are definitely doing a great job in terms of kills for the team. Yeah, especially since... Oh, there we go. Yeah, of course they must. They cannot go to office, and they cannot go to karaoke, and they must go to a different bomb site. And then there's only 2 options left, which of course is master bedroom and bathroom and kitchen barbecue. Yeah, of course the choice is difficult, but of course each team has their preference. Yeah.
Barbecue kitchen though does tend to be much more popular, and I think it's because if you see here, there's no one's actually defending on the bomb site. You've got one player like making sight lines, but everyone else is going to be out on the map doing things, holding down geisha, holding down pantry, holding down bathroom, maybe in bar as well. But it's very rare that you'll see more than one person actively on the bomb site until it comes down to those final few moments. Which is why this site, especially when you have those castle barricades, can be very difficult to attack sometimes, just because you can do a really good job at hedging the attackers in right where you want them.
Yeah, surely that's one of those like rare bomb sites, or rare that, yeah, like it's kind of rare to have these kind of bomb sites where you can just defend it from the outside and not necessarily from the inside. Like if you're in the inside and attackers would get control over the top floor above you, it will be nearly impossible, as most of the ceiling can be breached. So it will be an absolute nightmare to play in there, something you don't want to, and that's why you better keep them out from the top floor and defend the bomb site from outside or the top floor itself. Which can be very, very successful. Attackers are making the first bit of control, even first bit of damage is being dealt towards the Yana, who's having a very nice trophy onto her gun, which is of course like always a nice accomplishment for players to see. But yeah, meanwhile, the attackers are trying to get further control. First minute has just passed, and as Lebkuchen gets his first kill, that's the 8th kill for this match so far, taking out Cyber. Things are starting off with a 5 versus 4 situation, and as then Vasco gets another kill for his team, it's a 5 versus 3 in the advantage of the defending team, which is Wolves.
Yeah, and they have spotted the location of Leverkusen down below, but it's not called out, and he's able to get a kill anyway. The vertical not coming through either. He's able to just sit behind that shield. Good and pretty. And now it's all down to Naven and Reclay. Yelovich is so close to this player, and he's going to get the swing as well. Naven goes down. Reclay left in a 1 versus 5 yet again. Does deny the flawless, takes out Yelovich, but with still 4 players to find, and with Lebkuchen on just an absolute blinder that he is, it's going to be absolutely impossible, as you've got Hookah and Vasco up here as well, and there's going to be the swing from the Echo, nothing found, but with 1 minute left to go, no diffuser in hand, this round is basically unwinnable for Alpenfesting, which means Nightwolf more than likely going to be walking away with a 4-2 half here, and there it is, Vasco with the lock-off, shuts things down. It's a very good defensive half in the end of things, when it looks like that we might be looking towards a 4-2 for Alpenfesting, but just some clever defending and some ridiculous plays, it all works out.
Yes, indeed, it is currently a 4-2 score in the advantage of Nightwolves, which actually brings me to the prediction. The prediction just ended, in which we in total got a 5 votes, which is not too big of an amount. I was hoping to have more votes from our viewers, but sure, like it's workable. We got 5 votes in total, where 3 votes, the majority, went to Nightwolves Esports, and to a slight minority went to Alpenfesting Esports.
What's quite funny as well is that even though like the amount actually like the amount of points actually on these teams as well is near enough the same as the actual people percentage as well, which is quite rare. You don't often get that. But,
yeah, indeed.
Yeah. A couple of things though from that first half is, I mean, we especially saw in that last round, they had Lebkuchen on drone, like going into bar from pantry, but he's still able to get the kill anyway. And so there's certain like there's certain communication points that I would say that maybe Alpenfesting need to work on. We don't want to see sort of plague the attacking teams or just one team in particular. So hopefully on this defense, their calls and their comms are going to be a bit cleaner and a bit more sophisticated. And also let's hope that Nightwolf don't fall to the same fate.
Yeah, surely, of course, that will be a good thing. Currently, it is an Alpenfesting on the what is it? On the disadvantage, of course, 2 points behind compared to Nightwolves, so they got some work to do. A very interesting pick is actually Dachenka, which is what I'm just noticing. Of course, his gun is very useful to make some of those line of sights, and he has the night launcher to deny some areas for quite some time. So, of course, it can be a very strong operator, but a bit difficult to play. But I'm surely interesting to see him. Meanwhile, Lebkuchen playing on the Jekyll, trying to find the first bit of information as Yelovich gets his first kill there on Fleek. That's the first defender losing the life, which is Solis. An operator that's being banned quite some time, but today can be played, but unfortunately not having her success, as she has been taken out pretty early on so far.
Yeah, the P90 can be a bit of a difficult one to control. We've certainly seen it a lot in the ongoing 6 Invitational, which might be a bit of a cause for our little bit of a dip in the voters. But you know, it's still good to see the people that are committed in the chat to ESA. Despite that's going on, but yeah, we've seen P90 can be quite difficult to control, even when you're on a PC. It can still be it can still be a bit of a tricky one. So yeah, just maybe not the best of luck there. However, it's still going to give Nightwolf the advantage. However, with the time dwindling this quickly, that advantage might soon become a disadvantage. Even though they do have they are one man up. I mean, with only a minute to go, they haven't got any control. We've still got almost all of this western half being controlled by the defense of Alpenfesten. C4 goes out, nothing gained. But you know, you've still got all of Terrace is just not entered. Dragon is completely free as well. I mean, Nightwolf even have got to be quicker than this if they want to win these rounds.
Yeah, surely. Only 40 seconds remaining at this point, and like lots of things are happening. Flashbangs are being thrown, so they are already starting to contest, but things are just too slow. But first bit of damage dealt to the Jaeger, but unfortunately for the attacking team, it's Simon getting the kill on the Yellow Witch, but then after which he is being injured. Jaeger still in play, however, has rotated his way to Geisha, from where he can get in a really nice line of sight on Splicken, but then the Chenko with a kill, Lepkoch and Hookah with a kill on NXV. It's currently a 3 versus 2 situation in the advantage of the attacking team still in terms of men counts, and especially as Hookah gets a kill on Flolo. It's all coming down to a replay, and with just a little bit of time remaining on the clock, the Ibana is having just enough time to actually get the diffuser down in time, and in the end the diffuser goes down fully. It's a 3 versus 1 situation, both planned, where there's just 40 seconds remaining for a replay to take out some of the attackers at least, in order to make his way safely to the diffuser and to take it out. But this will be very tricky for him, and this might just become an attacker win, as it seems like at the moment. Something we didn't really see coming from Alpenfesten, especially since they were in the advantage in terms of time for quite some time. But in the end, Ibana here with the final kill right there, taking out the remaining defender, winning the round for the team, and it's another attacking round going to Nightwolves, putting the score on 5-2.
Well, there's what do you say about that one? I mean, it's tough for Alpenfesten. Obviously, you know, maybe just a little bit too aggressive in that situation. Obviously, you've only got 30 seconds left. You don't really need to be aggressing things. You know, the attackers are the ones that have to aggress, and some gunfights that maybe shouldn't have been lost that were. But you know, overall, it was a bit of a tough one. And Nightwolf, when they're shooting like that, it's very difficult to contest against a team that's firing on all cylinders like that. So you know, we just got to hope if you're an Alpenfesten fan that things can get better. It looks like a pretty similar lineup, except instead of the Solus, Fleeks is bringing Bandit along instead, just to maybe deny some of those walls and make things even more difficult for the attack to get anything done inside of this round, because obviously they still had a little bit of time at the end there, but with the addition of the Bandit, could just be that little bit more utility that needs to be cleared, that could just be that nail in the coffin. However, we are seeing the what's his name, Tachanka being brought along instead, as that's an interesting one. Kukan downed by Reclay, but I guess press prone instead of sprint to try and get out of the bathroom, and that's going to result in his demise, unfortunately. Hookah picking that one up. So not a great start for Alpenfesten, it's safe to say. I don't really know what to make of that, to be honest. I'm very confused.
Yeah, just purely unfortunate there. It was a very nice attempt of the Jaeger, unfortunately him not even getting the kill, just getting the injure, and then yeah, like some mispresses, some fat fingering on the controller. I don't know exactly what happened, but it was a very unfortunate play right there, which of course resulted them into be like down one player very early on, which didn't pay off that much, unfortunately. So yeah, 5 versus 4 situation, and the first attackers are making their way. Even Geisha is already being contested as the wall has been breached. No defender playing there at the moment, so they will have some very nice options to actually already head in there as if they want to. And as Vasco actually is getting injured by Flolo, is actually back to 4 versus 4 equal man counts. But unfortunately, as I expected, one person, it's the Tachanka getting the kill there on Hookah. It was actually the lion being taken out by. Oh, I'm sorry, actually wrong. Sorry, it was the Nuk taking out the Tachenka, which cannot use the launcher, unfortunately, anymore. And the Cyber gets a kill on Hookah. It's a 3 versus 3 situation where the main count is back to equal. And almost the HP is pretty similar, but as Cyber gets a kill on Lebkuchen, it's now the defending side taking the advantage, but as Yellow Witch gets a kill on Cyber and the second kill Flow, it's all coming down to Fleek. We just got a kill on Splikan, and now it's right here. So 1 versus 1, with Yellow Witch being extremely low on HP, where Fleek is still full HP. So in terms of gunfight potentially happening, it should be in the advantage of Bandits, but of course, headshots are still possible, doing 100 damage, so it's just really up to which player has a better aim, or especially if Diana can get the diffusal down, things will get tricky for the Bandit, but currently the Bandit seems to be in the advantage right there.
40 seconds left on the clock, which is plenty of time, but Fleeks has just repositioned 2 behind the bomb here, making sure that if he gets, or if Yelovich does manage to get onto this bomb site to try and plant the diffuser, is going to catch them out. But maybe a little bit too aggressive. You don't need to be taking these fights, Fleeks, because it could just end in your death. And there it is, Nightwolf on 6 rounds to 2 match point. Just maybe a little too aggressive there from Fleeks, the Bandit. And apart from that, you know, it was a very close round right until the end, and would have been a 1 versus 2 if Fleeks had been able to close it out. But yeah, just positioning maybe questionable, but you know, that's in the past. 4 rounds in a row now needed for Alpenfesting if they want to make overtime. Otherwise, Nightwolf are going to get those full 3 points.
Yeah, surely. Nightwolves are being on track. I'm actually not quite sure. How are they standing in terms of standings right now? They actually already have 3 points, so if they win this match, they will be the leading team in their group, where currently, let me see, Alpenfesting didn't get any points so far, as they had to forfeit before against MVG Germany. So yeah, things are not looking too great at this point for Alpenfesting. They could really use some better performance on the team. Because just losing 2 matches, the first 2 matches, of course, isn't too great. They can still they're still able to come back from it. There's still 5 weeks to go after this, so 5 matches for them. After which they can still make a difference. But losing those first 2 wouldn't be a great thing for them.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Well, possibly the final round here, round number 9. As Alpenfesting look to hold on, they're going to be looking to Office Exhibition to try and do this one. But, I mean, it's certainly looking unlikely. They've brought along a Capcan, they've got a Kaid as well to maybe try and trick those walls if possible. And Reclay is downstairs contesting these windows again. Let's hope he presses the right keybind this time, but the drone has spotted him out, so just going to dip away. Has to be wary of that service entrance door, just because Yelovich is there and possible to get the kill. And Lebkuchen is trained on that position as well, so Nightwolf looking to maybe just pincer him out, but does manage to get away before anything happens. Flixo is still downstairs and could potentially cause some damage in the late round.
Yeah, almost Yellow getting spotted right there, but a player playing upstairs, or even the other way around, would also have been possible. What are those sketches being played? Were those 3... Oh, I think one of my discs, probably one of my discs being placed there, which luckily were spotted and taken out. Very interesting placement, but of course that's a nice bit of utility taken out from the defending side right there. But as it's NXV getting the first kill on Lebkuchen, things are starting to in the way of Alpenfesting, especially as Cyber gets another kill on Yellowwitch. But Yellowwitch with a kill with an ace kill on Cyber, indeed a trade it is. Things are starting out very well for Alpenfesting, even though it's a 3 versus 4 situation. Hookah is very low on HP, but so is the Jaeger. So both of these players need to be very careful, because they can easily lose gunfights from now on. And yeah, currently, of course, like I already pointed out, it's Alpenfesting in the lead in terms of man counts, which is certainly a good thing for them. They could really use this at this point, but they need to be very careful. They shouldn't be too greedy, too aggressive, because we've seen how those things turn out before, previously. But it's really up to them to just make good use of their time and play together as a team.
Looks like Nightwolf are going to just switch up their approach here a little bit. In the last 50 seconds, as Vasco finds one to equalize, takes out Fleeks, the Capcan downstairs, but they're actually just going to go for this push over from that western side. They've only got 35 seconds left though. which is an interesting choice to go for this push this late in the round, especially now as that's diffuser drops. Flicken going down to the gun of Flolo, which means it's now Vasco and Hookah left to clutch up if they want to win in this round. Vasco and Nathan trade, which leaves Hookah in the 1 versus 2, so incredibly low on HP. And just has to face check everything. Flolo should be able to collect this with the Org, and indeed it will be. 6 rounds to 3 now, as Alpenfesten finally get one on the board. But the question is, where do they go now? Do they go back to karaoke, where they lost? Or do they try and find something else downstairs?
Yeah, that's always the question, of course. Like, it's a tough choice. Like, you can just try something for the second time or even a third time, and it seems like they will do, as they are planning to go to karaoke tea room. Yeah, like we said, it's a tough bomb. It's a tough map. Like, there's a good reason that this map is avoided so many times. Like, there's 2 popular, decent bomb sites and 2 very tricky bomb sites, and I think that's the reason why so many people tend to avoid this map. Like, it's generally the most banned map, usually. Currently for the season it isn't. It's currently Bank. But, yeah. Like, if a map is so difficult, like, and the bomb sites are so tricky to defend, like, at least try to develop multiple kind of strategies. In terms of strategies, we don't see things to be too different, although this map might just be opened up, which would be interesting. I don't think they did it before.
No, it's looking almost completely different. Obviously, there's no Solace or Bandit from Fleets. You've got a Frost, which I don't think they had before. You've got I don't think they had a Warden either, so certainly changing a few things up. They've still got, I think Naven was on a Jaeger before, but now has given that over to Fleeks, and Cyber still playing on this Mute, who has been quite universally useful and also very good in the hands of Cyber, the SMG-11 especially.
Ooh.
As now the entry starts to come in, that's Hookah finding the first onto Fleek, so Jaeger not having much success in this game, 4 kills to 9 deaths, and very possibly that's where it might stay. Obviously, we do have Reclay downstairs as well, who could find 1 kill for themselves, but it looks like Nightwolf, that previous round might have only been just a little blip in their plans, because they start things out strong here in round number 10, and look to get that 7-3.
Indeed, a 5 versus 4 with Rickley still playing downstairs. I don't think they know about his position, and we have seen like some very dangerous flanks in some of the previous streams, so I'm very curious to see how this will go. But meanwhile, the round is going on. Actually, the Waterworks office has been opened up, which is of course a very strong line of sight created / entry points, while Termite now uses his second Termite charge to open up the wall of the bomb site. Actually, not the bomb site, it's not even the bomb site, it's the different side of the map, but just helping them to get inside of the building a bit more easy. But as a mute jammer was unfortunately placed down there, the wall cannot be breached at the moment. They either need to take care of it or just pick up the Termite charge. I think actually Termite charge is being activated. Yes, it has been activated, so they somehow have been able to deal with the mute jammer, which still allows them to enter the building from this area. So 5 versus 4 situation where the mute is still reinforcing some of the walls, which can be very useful, especially later on. And then luckily the Frost taking out the Yellow Witch, bringing things back to a 4 versus 4 situation where things can still go to either team, but with 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining on the clock, things are looking a little bit difficult for the attacking team, as they don't have much time to work with anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've seen them make miracles work with very little time on the clock before. I think we've seen it work out once for them. Obviously, the other time that was our last round, Alpenfesting's 1 round win inside this half. But you're thinking back to round 1, it was certainly a very good showing, but this one might not be. Hookah and Levkuken taken out, C4 up, but nothing gained, and Vasco falls as well. It's a 1 versus 4 for Splicken, but not for much longer. Naven shuts him down, and that is Alpenfesting holding on once again. But now here's the kicker. They need to go to that tertiary bomb site if they want to stay in this game, if they want to stay in this map.
Yeah, surely, and this is like one of the things, like again, I was pointing out before, why some people really tend to avoid Skyscraper. We have been seeing Barbecue Kitchen one time before, and it was a very difficult one. I believe it wasn't. Was it one on the defense?
No, the defense won. That was round 6.
Yeah, it was right. Yeah, they actually managed to win it, which was interesting.
It wasn't very close either, I don't think. I think it was. But again, it was because it wasn't actually centered on the site itself.
Right.
Because if you want to defend Barbecue Kitchen, you can't. It was all killed off in the map because obviously I mean, the one thing you could do as an attack is to rush. You see that kitchen window right at the very top of your screen, everyone. One thing people can do is if they kind of rush in there, hope that they don't really have a geisha setup sorted right at the current moment. Obviously, that's one of the things people tend to leave till last because it's a bit closer to the site. So it's not really pressured that early on. So yeah, sometimes they can rush in there. If you get geisha control quite quickly as well, that means you have an entire room that you're able to plant in. And for the defense, it's quite difficult. So that geisha control is going to be pivotal to see who comes away with this round. Obviously, it starts off in the hands of the defense as Alpenfestung, but things can change.
Yeah, surely it's really up to the attacking team to go for a successful attack here, which will be a very tricky one. We've seen it before, how difficult this bomb site can actually be to attack, especially with such a layered defense. It's really up to the attacking team to not waste too much time to be very effective, because they need the time for the initial attack on the bomb site itself, something that didn't really go too well when Alpenfestung was attacking before. So it's really up to Nightwolves to go for a little bit better approach here. Just have a bit of better time management, and definitely having themselves locate right outside of Geisha does seem like a good start. But the question is, do they have anything to deal with the Mute Jammers? No, they don't have anything to do this so directly, so they need to be very careful with their utility. They need to find ways to deal with those Mute Jammers in order to open up some of the walls, because otherwise it's going to be pretty difficult to get the first bit of control here.
The attacking compositions from Nightwolf have been very peculiar. I'm not entirely sure, because like they haven't been their only hard breach has been the Hibana. They haven't even brought along any secondary hard breach charges, and well, that's going to be geisha control now gained for Nightwolf. Obviously, there is the possibility of another player slipping in through the rotation. Indeed, there is Cyber, but he only gets a down, which means Slicken can come right back up. Well, oh, never mind. Well, that's no hard breach anymore, because that's an unfortunate team kill. Instead of going for the revive, accidentally hit the right trigger, and that's going to be then going down. Doesn't seem to matter though, because Yelovich does find one onto Fleeks, and now here comes the hatch shot. Vasco does have the fuser in hand, is going to start going for this plant. The question is, are the rest of Nightwolf there to cover? And it doesn't look like they are, as here comes the swing from Flasco, caught out by Yelovich, but now Naven is in this 1 versus 3 to save the map. The hatch drop caught out from Lebkuchen does not find success and starts to get on this defuse. However, nade from the hatch should force him away. Yelovich can't quite find that kill, but the rotate back through is caught, and that's going to be the map. That's going to be the game. 7-4. Nightwolf find success and find the full 3 points. Alpenfestung just can't quite get it done on Barbecue Kitchen. Skyscraper goes to the team on the left.
Yes, indeed, Nightwolves winning with a 7-4 score. A beautiful map, a beautiful introduction of Skyscraper after not seeing it for such a long time. And Vasco and Yelovich doing an absolute great job for the team. Also, Lebkuchen and Hookah. Basically, everyone did such a good job on either team. But this is, of course, indeed the win what counts, which is for Nightwolves. Which is basically the end of this match. Yeah, I'm so happy to finally see Skyscraper happening. It was an absolute pleasure to see this map after such a long time. And yeah, definitely Nightwolves just doing a little bit better compared to Alpenfestung, and therefore taking the points. And like we pointed out before, I believe, yeah, Nightwolves already being on 3 points. So currently the first team of the group playing the second match, also being then on the first spot in their group after they now take another 3 points. And then, unfortunately, Alpenfestung still staying on 0 points after losing 2 matches in a row, which is very unfortunate for them. Well, let's actually bring up the schedule, because we actually do have a little development regarding to the matches for today. Unfortunately, oh, sorry, that's the wrong schedule. Excuse me. Nice. That's tomorrow's schedule. Yay! So yeah, unfortunately, officially we were having MVG Germany versus Unlimited right after this, but unfortunately I just got the notification from the board of ESA that unfortunately MVG Germany versus Unlimited is cancelled. It's a let me see, what was it? It's a forfeit win for MVG Germany. So Unlimited losing this match, having forfeited, and then MVG winning the match, and therefore getting, of course, 3 points as it counts as a 7-0 win. So yeah, no second match happening, unfortunately, today, which is, of course, very unfortunate. We're only having 2 matches today, but we're only left with 1, which is just finished. But still, it was a very good match for today, so I'm still satisfied.
It was a very good match.
Yeah. So yeah, that brings us actually to the schedule for tomorrow, which you already saw for a brief second. Let me just bring it up right here. So tomorrow we'll have another stream for you and 2 more matches in total. Actually, tomorrow is Friday. The schedule is not correct, although something changed without my knowing. But technically, we should actually have 3 matches tomorrow. With one being caught up. Let me actually bring up Wikipedia, which is a bit more.
Professional.
Yay!
Yay.
Yeah, like actually, to my knowing, we actually have Misclick versus Entropy Gaming tomorrow at 6:45 or 7. I believe it's 7 actually. So that's actually a match that's being caught up that should have been played earlier this week, officially, but is now being caught up. And then after that, we start with the actual schedule as you are seeing it on the stream right now. Arrow versus Odessa and High Voltage versus Villains, which will be casted by Chamberine. Chamberine will be there all alone, but will do an absolute great job. We have seen Chamberine cast solo one time before. So I absolutely have a great confidence that will be a great stream, and I'm very excited to see those teams play tomorrow. So yeah, make sure to just keep an eye on the socials to actually see which teams will play. Like I said, I believe it will be 3 matches on that evening, so 6 teams in total. But just to be sure, just keep an eye on the socials to be 100% sure. So yeah, Uncooked, that was it for tonight. It was a rather short stream, a little bit unfortunate, but still very excited about this match for today.
Our first stream with absolutely 0 chalet.
That's an applause.
Yeah, we did it.
Yes,
we did
finally.
it.
Yeah, of course, Chalet, still most played map up till this point, but we won't see today, which is a huge accomplishment. And yeah, I think that's it for today. Unless you have anything left to say, it should be for me.
Follow me on Twitter. Cool.
Yes,
okay.
You can actually see our Twitter tags. I have been following many of the teams, many of the players, but no one is following me back for some reason. They don't appreciate the casters as much as we appreciate the players, unfortunately. So yeah, follow the Twitter as like Akuk has been saying. And
But don't follow Max. Follow me.
What is that?
What? Nothing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, either way, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for playing today as well. And we hope to all see you tomorrow when Chamberlain is casting. And those will hopefully be three very wonderful matches. And I think, if I remember correctly, also Saturday and likely also Sunday, we'll have another stream. So the remaining weekend will be looking very, very good. So make sure to tune in. So for now, everyone, have a good evening. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.